All right, so we've talked about how to create your invoice, how to send it, some common mistakes. We see a lot, unfortunately. And so we can talk with some experience about some situations that we've seen with our clients. But let's hit maybe some common reoccurring mistakes that we see.
Some common things that I see our clients run into is they don't follow up with accounts payable to make sure that they've actually received their invoice and everything was billed out properly on that invoice. If you don't reach out, especially if it hits day 40 and you still haven't reached out and your payment is late.
But it's okay to actually call them before it's due, right?
It is okay to call them,
yeah.
and it's highly recommended.
Yeah.
Some companies will have a portal where you can go on and see that your invoice is in there and set up in the payment processing, in the queue for payment.
Mm-hmm.
Other companies, you need to call, and they don't mind you calling because they want those invoices. So they can make those payments promptly, so it's not sitting on their books.
Right.
Simple things like not putting, the specific details that are required in the invoice body per the PO that you have will cause a payment delay.
Right.
Not having the invoice amount match the purchase order amount will also cause a payment delay.
Exactly. And I think that's really key. So we've talked about how to create your invoice and make sure those details are correct. You won't get paid if there's something obvious missing. So don't be afraid to make an after-sales call. And it can be to the person that you worked with, the buyer, but it can also be to, speak to that person about, well, who's going to handle processing of the invoice for me? If you didn't know before you made the sale, now's the time to find out, because you want to make sure that invoice goes through their process and their system very smoothly. And again, eradicating mistakes is one way to do it. Don't overcomplicate it for them either. So, we've seen people put complicated payment process information on their invoices, and really they shouldn't, right?
They should, and they should keep it simple. You only need the basic details.
Yeah.
And that will get your invoice paid. Also remember that when you do send your invoices to, some companies may have different levels of where the invoice have to go to.
Yep.
And you may have to send it to a project manager first in order to get their approval, and then they submit the invoice through to accounts payable.
Mm-hmm.
So in those cases, it's very good to call and make sure that that project manager has done his job, approved the invoice, and sent it to accounts payable for payment. Otherwise, it could sit there for a long time until you make that phone call.
And some of these people are super busy. You can imagine they've got stacks of emails and printed invoices. Maybe they came in with the goods. You just want to get to the top of their pile, and you want to do it in a way that, creates good feeling between you and your customer, because you want a repeat sale. So again, don't be put off by just making a call and saying, everything okay? Got the invoice? Wonderful. Anything you need from me? Any questions? That kind of thing. It's not a demand or a collection call. It's merely just after sales. Look at it that way. And it's your opportunity or their opportunity to tell you as the seller, you got the PO number wrong, or what are the terms again? Whatever they need to know in order to get your invoice into their system so that you can get paid. Again, don't worry about making that call.